Well, hey guys, I hope you're having a blessed day. I know most of you are probably going to be watching this on the replay because nobody's in the room waiting. So I thought I'd go ahead and get started for those of you who come in later and want to learn how to do these rosebuds. This is what they look like. And then I will poke a stem up through here with some of this fabulous glue. It's wonderful. Works great. I have a crafting mat laying down right here that with the glue gets on it, it just peels right off. It's a Teflon, I believe. But anyway, so I thought I'd go ahead and get started. And I'll be making several this evening and talking to you at the same time. I know I'm not used to doing this in here at this angle. I'm going to start out doing an orange one. So in the description, you will see all the ingredients. All the ingredients you need, all the supplies you need. I'm using just a typical 4-weight worsted yarn. This, I believe, I want to say this was Hobby Lobby's Crafter's Secret in the colorway of orange. Now I start mine out with the magic circle because I find that the magic circle helps keep the circle part of it tight. Let me show you one. Let's see if I got here's a red one. And these are very, very simple to make. So this one is a red. It's more like a deep red. You're seeing it as like a burgundy type red because this is like a regular red. And this has glitter in it. Can you guys see the glitter? Yeah, you can. Okay. So this is in a typical, just regular, generic, everyday crafting yarn. But anyway, so it keeps your circle together and it won't come loose because I've found if I do it the regular magic circle way, it will come loose. And you don't, unless you want to glue the whole bottom of it, you don't want it to come apart. Because this is kind of like a not amigurumi, what do you call it? Origami, because we're going to roll it like origami. And then here's one that I used with Karen Simply Soft. And because Karen Simply Soft is a thinner, shinier, I believe this is Yarn Bee's version of Karen Simply Soft. It's pretty, but I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. It's prettier because it's shiny, but for some reason when it works up a lot smaller. And because of that, I put an extra rim on it. And when I roll this up and show you what it looks like put together, it's really, really pretty with the trim on it. So these are the two different ways. But I'm going to show you how to get started in two different ways. Oops, if I don't throw those on the ground. I'm going to show you how to do it using the chain 2 method and using the double magic circle method. Okay, so for the chain 2 method, which I don't care for using because I don't think it leaves a bigger hole in the bottom, but you're really not going to see the hole. So this might be easier for most of you out there who don't know how to do magic circle, or rather the double magic circle. So you're just going to chain. You're going to chain 3. And in that very first chain, you're going to put in 12 single crochets. This chain 2 isn't going to count as a stitch. So you're going to do 12. Come here, you. It's kind of hard to do this while I've got the camera around my neck. So there's 1. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now that tail, that hole, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be just fine. It's just that, see how it makes a bigger gap? It's not going to move. It's not going to come loose. You've got no problem with it. I just like a tighter circle. But that's how you're going to get started. And then I'm going to work my tail in as I go, because I'm not going to need my tail. So I'll pull my tail to the front and then kind of overlay it, and then slip stitch to the top of that chain 3. Oops, I'm sorry. We don't count the chain 3. I'm so used to not doing it this way, but we're not gonna, don't count the chain 3, pretend like it's not there. You're going to slip stitch into the top of that first, let's see right here, that first nub right there of that first actual stitch. So I'm gonna pull my tail back over and go under the tail and go into, I have to feel, because I can't see what I'm doing. I have to feel where that stitch is. There it is. Come here, you. Go in. Well, shoot, see? And then I have to feel where my hook is too, because y'all know I'm blind, so I have to feel, where's that stitch? There it is right there. Come on. This is my thought process. All right, slip stitch, and chain 2. Ugh. All right, so that's your first round. We're going to go 4 rounds, but we're not going to close the 4th round. All right, so those of you who have done it this way, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this out, because all the other rounds are going to be the same. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to do it the way I like to do it, which is the double magic circle. So for the double magic circle, I just make sure that I've got just enough on my hand, say about 3 fingers worth, and I'll hold it with my thumb, and I'll wrap it once, twice, to where there's 2 loops here and 1 back here. And I'm going to take my hook and go under those 2 loops, and I'm going to grab that yarn and pull it up, and then I'm going to do a chain and hook it. So there's my circle. I'm going to chain 2, which does not count, and I'm going to do 12 double crochets in this ring. But you want to make sure that you are doing your double crochets over all 3 strands that you have right here. Can you see that? Okay. So I have to feel, like I said, I have to feel where my hook is, and that's why I have this little, this silicone bead on here with the little flat platform, so I can kind of get a grip on, know where my hook is. Okay, so we've got, now you do 12 double crochets. So it's 2, 3, and the whole time I'm holding on to this. 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got a little knot right there. What is that? Oh, there we go. That's where I had my my chain 1 that I had a while ago. That was 7. So here's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I wasn't sure if I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Alishia with Young 40 Mom Crafts. Welcome to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It is free. I come on at least once or twice a week, and I'm going to start doing more tutorials like this. But I like doing the lives, and you guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I do have this around my neck so that the phone, it has to be 2 inches from my face in order for me to read the comments, which is why I have it vertical in order to see. Ramsey is in his house, so he should not be barking or scarfing or anything like that through the night. That's my hopes anyway. Okay, I see somebody said hello to me. I have to go down and try to see who it was. Jennifer, hi. Welcome. Have you ever been to one of my lives before? I don't think you have. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I have the 12 with this. So now what I'm going to do with the double magic circle is, it can be kind of tricky, but once you get the hang of it, I use it for everything now. I use it for all my granny squares, and it never comes loose. Never. So what you do is you gently pinch right here at the top, and you're going to gently pull this tail, okay? When you pull that tail, you're going to have one of your circles go into the ring. You want it in there just enough. Can you see it? Because that's what we're going to pull to tighten it up. So you gently pulled your tail to bring in one of your loops. Now you're going to take that loop and you're going to hold right here, pinch and pull like this. And as you do, it's going to tighten that circle up. Okay? You can do it as tight as you want, as loose as you want, and that's about how I like it right there, just like a little pucker. And then once you have that, you can pull your tail, pinch it right here, pull your tail, and that will lock it in place. And this will not come out for anything unless you completely unwind it, unless you pull it loose. It won't come out for anything. Okay. Now doing it this way, you do have a longer tail that you have to hide, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work around that tail because, like I said, it's locked in, it's not going anywhere, and then I'm going to snip it off. All right, so now we're going to work on round 2. Let me pull this to the front. I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that first double crochet, skipping that chain 2 space. Yep, if I can find where it is. There it is. Yay! Okay. And slip stitch and chain 2. Now for round 2, you're going to work 2 double crochets in every stitch. Okay. You are going to count this as your first stitch, but we're never going to work into that. So there's your first one. And then you're going to go back into that same top of that same double crochet, and you're going to do another double crochet. So there's 2 for that 1 stitch. Oh, somebody else come and say hi. Let me put my specs on so I can go down to the bottom of the phone and see who you are. Amy, hello. I don't think I've ever seen you in any of my chats either. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are making Rosebuds, if you guys didn't notice it in the title or the description. And then I'm going to show you, I make money. I just sold 2 dozen of these. I normally sell them for $3 a piece if people buy in bulk. Otherwise, I sell them for $5 a piece at markets once they're done. Now, they do have a stem and everything on it when I'm done. But I will sell 30 for a dozen for 30. If they buy in bulk, a dozen for 30. And once you get the hang of it, they work up really fast. Like I did, I'll show you. I did all these this afternoon. This is how many I did this afternoon. So, I mean, you can work it really quick. And this, and since you guys know that I have issues with knowing what my colors look like sometimes, I don't know if this is black with glitter or if it's navy with glitter. Can you guys see? I'm pretty sure it's black. The lighting is showing it brighter than it actually is because it's extremely dark. In person, it's extremely dark. But can you see the glitter? Now over here, see right, let me see if I can get my finger in there. Right here, let me see if I can get it. Now it's showing that up here, that's what color it really is. It really is this color. It's like really, really black. Okay, so it is black. I thought it might be a dark navy. but the lighting is showing it as a lot brighter than it really is. But anyway, you can see the glitter. Ah, goodness. I bought a bunch of ice yarns many, many years ago. And because I loved it's called Magic Glitz. You have Magic Light and Magic Glitz. And a lot of them are these. But I think Hobby Lobby carries the glitters. I don't know if Michael carries any glitter yarn or not. Do you guys know? I know Hirschner's carries some of the glitter yarns. I know Mary Maxim carries them. They're called, I've got some in my bedroom actually. They're called, I think they're actually called glitter. Or maybe glitz, I think is what they're called. But anyway. So yeah, hope you guys are working while I'm talking. Yay. I gotta feel where did my hook go? There it is. Okay. So yeah, did I do that right? Yeah, 2 double crochets in the top of each. I'm just used to whipping right through it. In the top of each double crochet stitch. Now, as I'm working over this, I will feel right here and kind of pull it to make sure that it's going to be flat, because otherwise I end up with little bumpies back here from where this is so loose, because I don't make it tight unless when I'm working over it. But it will bubble up, and this is actually the side that they're gonna see when you do your rosebud. So it doesn't have to be pretty on this side. So again, round 1, you're gonna do a chain 3, and then whether you do the double magic circle or the chain 3 method, you're going to do 12 double crochets. You're going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet, ignoring the chain 2 space, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets in round 2. You're going to do 2 double crochets into the top of each double crochet stitch. So that's what we're working on now. Those of you who are just coming in, and I am working with what I could find is the closest color to Tennessee orange that I could find. I have not found a yarn or a place that carries a Tennessee orange except for this Crafter's Choice from Hobby Lobby. And I've tried. I've seen some pretty oranges. I mean, like burnt oranges and Halloween oranges and things like that, but I have never found like a varsity orange. I don't know anybody that carries a varsity orange. And like I said, I just kind of pull. I feel back here to see, as long as it doesn't tighten my circle, I just make sure this is pulled. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do 2 more and go ahead and snip that off so I don't have to deal with it. So let me feel, yeah, okay. Make sure that's flat. I'm going to go ahead and snip that off, so I don't have to fool with it anymore. And it will not come loose, I promise you. Oh, somebody else messaged. Hang on, let me put on the specs and I will go see who's talking. Let's see, Amy. She says, I have a book that has flowers in it. I made a few a long time ago. My niece wants me to make a flower bouquet with glitter in it. Oh, that would be fun. Joann's used to have varsity colors. Now that they are with Michael's. Joann's. Yes, they did. I got quite a few, but I could never find the orange. Either that or my Joann's probably was always out, and it broke my heart when they closed. It did. It really, really did. Okay, let me feel. There's my hook. Hello, Angel. How are you? I don't think I've ever seen you in any of my chats either. I'm so glad you guys are here. my usual people that usually come in on my lives when I come on late at night aren't here tonight. And so those of you who don't know, unless you follow my channel and you watch the Getting to Know Me playlist, I am blind in one eye and mostly blind in the other eye. So the majority that I do when I'm working on these, I can see clear with my left eye, but there's a blind spot in the center. So if the blind spot, sometimes it triggers. Sometimes my blind spot will spread out. And usually it's only like right here in the middle. So it takes me longer to read because I have to move my eye from side to side around the blind spot in order to see what letters are there. But the majority of what I stitch, I feel. Let me know in the comments and if any of you are stitching with me in real time this rosebud. I'm going to work on this with this color next. I think this is one of the most beautiful stripes, I think. I think this is the peacock, maybe. This is Red Heart Super Saver in the stripes. And you can get a lot of rosebuds out of this one. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the colorway on this one. I want to say it's is it the peacock? No, polo stripe. Okay. Well, they have one that's called, I think they have one that's called, no, toucan. They have one that's called, is it toucan or polo? Anyway, look how pretty those are. I thought those would make some pretty rosebuds. I've got that set aside. I've got my glitter white, but the glitter's not showing up on camera. It's showing as little specks, but it's actually very, very glittery. And this I got from, again, this is Magic Glitz from Ice Yarns. Back before the tariffs got started, I bought a whole bunch many years ago. I yarn stash, which is why we're having a lot of giveaways on my channel. So those of you who are new that are watching, if you don't know, I have 2 to 3 giveaways going on every year. Right now, I have a semi-annual giveaway going on. If you look in the description box, you will find my P.O. Box number. And I have expanded it. It was just cards. If you will go watch it's called on the Getting to Know Me. I think it's the last video I did. It's called a complete breakdown of my situation, I believe that's what it's called. But anyway, gives you all the details on the semi-annual giveaway that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be huge. I'm going to do, the first one's going to go till the end of June, and the second one's going to go to the end of December. So I'm going to do 2 big ones, but I do monthly ones as well. My monthly ones are pretty small. And in my monthly giveaways, I give away one of these crochet hooks that I custom make for people. I don't have them in my Etsy shop right now because I found that it's cheaper just to sell them to you guys direct. And that way you get to custom make whatever you want your focal bead to be. Or if you don't want a focal bead and you want them all to be the round beads, you can tell me what colors you want and I can put them together that way. But anyway, they're silicone. It's very comfortable. And these are movable so that, because I stitch like this. I know some people stitch like this. So your hand wouldn't touch that anyway. But with me, I have it gripped around my pinky and it's really comfortable. And then these are square beads. I don't have many of these, but my thumb rests perfectly on top of that. It does it good with the round ones too. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you guys are doing this with me. Thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Valentine's is coming, so I had to do my Valentine's nails. Okay, so now we're ready to go into round 3. Yeah, let me know if you guys are working with me, if you're doing this with me. And it's 4 simple rounds, and then we're going to do the rolling and the tucking and the stitching. So in the description box, you will see all the supplies that you need to work with this. And I'm going to make several throughout the night. So if you don't get in on this one and you miss this part of it. My name is Alishia. I am with Young 40 Mom Crafts. If you Google me, you will find me everywhere. I have had this YouTube channel for over 12 years. I started out doing cross stitch, and then I had my vision issues where I lost my eyesight, and so I'm kind of picking it back up. As a matter of fact, on my Etsy shop, This is something that I'm going to try to pick back up. It's a Serenity Prayer. Thrifty Crocheter, hello, hello. Yeah, this is the last project that I was working on when I lost my vision. It's on 14 count Aida, and it's a pattern that I created that is for sale for I think $2.99 in my Etsy shop, or $3.50 or something like that. But anyway, it's very popular. But I've tried to pick it back up. I have a lit up magnifying glass that I can wear around my neck that helps me do it, but because of the way my eyes are, my depth perception is off, so I have to stab from behind like 5 or 6 times, sometimes more, in order to get it in the right stitch. So this frustrates me. This does not. So I don't do much cross stitching these days. I'll do it if I want to do something as a change up. Okay, now we're going to work on round 3. I have slip stitched to the top of that double crochet. And like I said, if you're coming in late, don't worry, we're going to make more. If you want to stitch along, just have a pair of snips, a 4.5 millimeter hook, some worsted weight yarn, which is a 4 weight, and I've got glue. I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to show you the rosebuds, but I will show you how I use the glue after I get a few rosebuds done up. And a darning needle, which I have stuffed over here on my little. I have a oops, where did it go? I have a caddy that I made for the side of my couch using scrap yarn and black. And I just added the scrap yarn as I was doing it with the black. I did 2 strands of 4 weight. But anyway, I've got my darning needle tucked in here. I keep my phone in here. I keep my pens, which most everything I write with now is either a fat marker or a Sharpie because of the vision again. And then over here, I have extra specs. I have a stitch marker. I make my own stitch markers, but I keep these in here because my stitch markers would probably slip through here or get lost in the couch. And then I have some extra, like a stitch counter, and then I've got I think I have a measuring tape in here. Yes, I have a measuring tape in here because you never know what you can use your measuring tape for. And I have an extra pair of snips. Yes, and these I'm going to start doing because I thought they were really cool. I'm going to start doing more of these, and I'm either going to put them in my giveaways, or I'm going to have them in my Etsy shop. But they're little granny squares made out of rubber bands. Isn't that cute? And you have to crochet to make these, which is really cute. But anyway, so I've had this one for, oh gosh, 10 years. Let's see, Matson was 6 and she's 18, so 12 years. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm not, see, I'm in denial that I'm legally blind. I'm in denial because I still drive a car. Don't come at me. I can see well enough distant-wise after having the 5 surgeries in my left eye. Yeah, that's another long story. But anyway, okay, so round 3. We'll get there. It's like we did the cat beanie. I did the cat beanie with the Tennessee orange and white on my last live. I believe I did how to do a cat beanie. It has 3 different stitches, but normally it would take 2 hours to do the beanie, and I think my live went for 3 hours because I did a lot of chit chatting, which that's what this is for, right? So I figured this is like getting to know me too as well. All right, so you're on your 3rd row. You're gonna slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet. You're going to chain 2, which I just did. I did the slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to do another double crochet in that same exact stitch. So we're working on round 3. Oops, is it still there? Yeah, I had to feel. So I figure I'm going to drive as long as I possibly can. I know eventually my left eye the blind spot in the middle will get bigger. Right now it does not hinder my driving because I can see, how do I explain this? I have issues sometimes with my colors if I don't get enough sleep. So when I'm driving, excuse me, I can see the yellow light, I can see the red light, I can see the lines in the road, I can see details, and everything is sharp. But the majority of the colors that I see are different shades of gray. Like I'm colorblind, but I'm not. I don't know how to explain it. It works. I mean, it works for me right now, and as long as I can see well enough, I'm going to do it. So, and then my daughter will end up with 2 cars instead of having her own car. She's going to have my car too. But it's okay. She's off at college right now. All right, so what I did was I did a chain 3 in that first double crochet, and then I did another double crochet into the top of that one stitch. What we're doing is we're increasing each round. And in the second one next to it, I did 1 double crochet. So that's your repeat. You're going to do in the top of each double crochet, you're going to do 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And that's your increase to where it's going to be circular and flat. Okay. Now, how I do it is I will count, because I know it's stitches of 3 because it's the 3rd row. So what I do is how I do my counts, rather than knowing that I'm going to have so many stitches at the end of the round, because the amount of stitches that it takes to make the rosebud, if you miscount, it's not going to matter. So like some people, like when you're doing rounds, it matters. Like when I'm doing my rounds, when I'm making a round square or raking rounds and turning it into a square, you have to have the exact amount of stitches. Like you have your 12, your 24, your 36, your 48. Whereas with this, it's not as important because you're going to roll it up. And I'll show you that in a minute. So how I do it is, rather than just keep track of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that, I don't do that. I count in 3s. So I know I did my 2 double crochet, and if I get lost, I know I can feel, you guys can see it, but I will be able to feel that I've got 2 stitches here and 1 stitch here. So there's 3 stitches. So I know my next one is going to be a 2 double crochets. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. And then 1 double crochet. So I know it's 3. It's a count of 3. So how I do it is I'll go 1, 2, where's that? Right there. 3. And like I said, I have to feel where the top of that stitch is. So I know that's what I'm doing. I'm doing sets of 3. So if you want to, you can count. You don't have to count. So again, we're doing sets of 3. I'm going to put my specs on and go back and see. We have Hazel. Hi, Hazel. Oh, I love that spelling. Heyzel. You're working on a blanket. Very cool. Feel better driving in your usual area. Yes, yes, yes. And that's it. I've never driven outside of my comfort zone. I cannot drive at night, period. My daughter and I tried it. The vision issue's been going on for 2 years now, actually. 4th of July, we always have a tradition of where we go and watch the fireworks from a specific parking lot area where they shoot off fireworks at the mall. And I can do this while I'm talking to you. That's another thing, because I know I just did 2 in 1. So I know I'm going to do 2 in 1, 2 in 1, 2 in 1, all the way around to the end. So I told her, I said, well, maybe I can drive at night since I've had all these surgeries and everything, because like I said, except for that blind spot in the middle of the left eye, it is a little bit sharper. And I did drive with 1 eye before. Okay, see, I lost my count. There's 2 and there's 1. Now we're on 2. Okay. So I said, okay, I drove us there before the sun went down. And I said, let me see if I can drive us home, because it's a straight shot on it's a kind of a dead highway. Let me see if I can see the road well enough to drive us home, because it's not a matter of the night blindness is not a matter of the headlights coming at me. I can handle that because all my windows are tinted except for my windshield. I can handle that. It's a matter of being able to see the road without lines. I can see fine with the lines. I can see the street lights. I can see the other cars. I don't have a problem with that. It's on the back roads, because I have a lot of back roads near my house. It's on the back roads that have no lines, or the lines are very faded. And in those cases, everything looks like it's all one color. Like the road and the ditches and the yards all blend in together, even with my headlights. In fact, I can't see that my headlights are on. I had to ask her. I said, "Are my headlights on?" She said, "Yeah, Mom, the headlights are on." I'm like, okay. So we got to the end of the parking lot area of the little strip mall where, like I said, we always park to watch the fireworks. And I said, "Okay, I'm pulling over. You have to drive," because I still can't see. So I definitely cannot see. And it's not night blindness. I seriously cannot see to drive at night, which sucks because I'm a karaoke whore. I love karaoke. And now that she's off at college, that's probably what the first thing I would have done when she went away was start doing karaoke at night again. But I can't. And I live out in the country, and so nobody I know lives around me. And there's this one girl, my friend Becky. Becky, if you're listening, hi, honey. My friend Becky, she's going through some issues right now, and her health isn't always the greatest, bless her heart. I want to say she's 11 years younger than me, something like that. But Becky and I went a couple times, and then she had some issues down and out in her luck, and so we didn't get to go. But I go whenever I can get a ride. I will go. All right, I am going to stop occasionally and go down and see what you guys say. Uber. Yeah, okay, well, let me tell you about Uber. Because I thought about Uber, and Lyft actually is cheaper than Uber, Lyft, even with a discount. It cost me $30 one way to go do the karaoke. One way. I'm on disability. That's not happening. It's not. Okay, so I ended with the 2 and the 1, and now we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first, ignoring that chain 3 or chain 2. I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet, and we're working on our 4th round, which is our last round. So I'm going to slip stitch, and it's okay if it curls because you're going to roll it up. So, okay, now we're going to chain 2. Those of you who are used to coming into my lives, you know I normally do this while I'm sitting in my bed. I've got ambiance music in the background. I've got all my yarn, and I've got my little trusty wooden dinner tray up. And then over here, I've got a whole bunch of different colors in case you guys wanted to see some other colors worked up for these rosebuds. All right, so round 4. I guess you see the pattern. You put 2 and 1, 2, 1. You do 12 doubles, then you do 2 doubles in each stitch, and then up here on your 3rd row you did 2 doubles, 2 doubles, 1 double, 2 doubles, 1 double, and now on round 4 we're going to do another double crochet in that same spot where we did the slip stitch chain 2. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet here and 1 double crochet here for a set of 4 stitches. So you're going to increase every 4th stitch. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 doubles, 1 double, 1 double, 2 doubles, 1 double, 1 double, sets of 4. But we're not going to close it up. We're going to leave it open. In fact, let me pull one up for here, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like when we're done. I think that's pink. Is that pink, guys? I think it's like a pale pink. Yeah. The camera, what I'm seeing through the camera, it washes it out. It's actually a very beautiful pale pink, but through the camera it looks kind of washed out, kind of white. Just like like I said, that this rose looks like it looks like an orangey-ish color to me through the camera lens, but it's actually a very pretty Christmas red. Well, not Christmas red, but it's a deep, not like a burgundy, but like it's a deeper color than actually what the camera's showing. Okay, so we'll get through this. We'll get through this fourth round. We've got commercials playing in the background. Let me mute that. Let's see if it's... Oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. Really? Where did my music go? Come on, people. Work with me here. What is that? What in the world? I'm sorry, guys. I was going to play ambiance music in the background like I always do. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, let's do that. I had some real pretty music playing in the background for my Christmas one. It had all kinds of really cool Christmas sounds. Can you see the little snow and everything? This is the only sounds I can play in the background that YouTube won't ding me on. I can go on TikTok Live and play whatever I want, and I don't have any trouble. They don't ding me. Okay, back to stitching. Now, 4. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then my 3, and 4. Now, what I was saying about my crochet hooks, I have found that more of my watchers have been buying them directly from me rather than going through which is why I haven't put them in my Etsy shop. You can get anywhere from a 3mm up to a 6mm. Wait a minute, I lost count. And I have a video that shows you all the different focal beads that I have that you can have put on there. And like I said, if you don't want a focal bead and you want just the colored beads on here, you can have that. And they're silicone. They're adjustable. I have some that are pre-made that I show in the videos. But if you want a specific color or if you want a specific focal bead, for the 5.5 and the 6.0, those are custom made because it takes me longer to work on those because I actually have to drill each bead individually. And again, being mostly blind, you can understand how that takes me a while. But anyway, I only sell them for $5. They're $5 with a $5 flat shipping regardless of how many you get. Which I have found out, shipping these things anywhere is like $7 and up. Anywhere. It's crazy. Shipping has gotten ridiculous. But 1, 2, I bet I only charge, like I said, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oops, wait a minute. Where'd you go? 1, 2. I'm only on 3. Okay. So yeah, so I just charged a $5 flat rate for shipping. And I don't have them in my Etsy shop right now because Etsy charges all these fees and stuff. And so you have to, anything you sell on Etsy, if you guys know about selling on Etsy, you have to put your fees up a little bit higher because you have to put your prices up for your products higher. But when I had full vision and I did craft shows and markets, I used to sell these for $5 a piece. I sell them for $3 each if you buy in bulk. And like I said, I just made a delivery tonight from one of the ladies. She's been buying from me every year for the past like 5 or 6 years. She's bought rosebuds from me. And she bought 2 dozen tonight. So I charged $30 a dozen. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my next? There's my hole. I feel for where my tops of my hole stitch is. 1, 2, oops, come here, you. 3, 4. And if you're watching this on the replay, please let me know that you're watching it on the replay. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, yeah, I got another thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My daughter said you're supposed to do it. I think it's like this. So I just do it like this. I don't know. There's some way that you do your fingers to make little hearts, but I just do this. She thinks I'm crazy, but it's just like, okay, so I know I can feel this, and I think it looks like a heart, so that's the way I do it. My child, oh, God love her. She came in and visited me last week. She is about, wait a minute, where are we at? Where's that? 1, 2, is that 2? Wait, oh, I gotta go back and feel. She is a little over 2, almost 2.5 hour drive away from me for college, which she chose a college that was closer in case she needed to come home for me for some reason. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to put this in my face, guys. Hold on just a second. So I have to put it in my face and put my little specs on. Okay, so I'm at the 2 right now. Okay. I have to feel where my hook is. And that way I know where to put my finger in on the bead. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, and then you do this all the way around. Those of you who are watching who want to fast forward instead of listen to the idle chit chat. 3, 4. So just like the beanie, I'm doing this in real time. Obviously, during a live, you have no choice but to do it in real time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And also, too, this pattern is very forgiving. If you find that it curls, like I said, it doesn't really matter. But if I find that while I'm doing it and it kind of ripples a little bit, I'll kind of skip and not do an increase. I'll just do a single till it kind of flattens out a little bit. But it's very forgiving. You don't have to be precise with this because, like I said, you're going to roll it up. But I like to keep... Come here. I like to keep my counts right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 1, 2, double crochet in the same stitch, and then a double crochet here, and then a double crochet here. This is actually similar to what you do if you guys have ever made circles in a square for a, I guess you would call it a granny square. It's just another form of granny square. It's similar to the circle that you need, but you have to be precise with that. You have to have 60 stitches in order for it to work properly. If you're going to turn your circle into a square, you have to have 60 stitches at the end of round 4. One, 2. Oops, we're coming to the end. Yay! 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, if you guys are coming in late as far as like the vision thing goes, I'm feeling, when you see me do this, I'm feeling where the hole is because I can't see it. All right, when you get to the end, you're going to do a chain 1 and make a really long tail because that's what you need to work with when you're doing your weaving. So I'm going to guess probably maybe 1.5 to 2 feet. I kind of guesstimate. I don't really measure when I'm doing that. Oh, I had a little extra yarn. I had a little ball of that orange made up. That was extra. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Oops, I guess I better pull that out. Pull out. All right, tighten that up a little bit. So this is what your rosebud is going to look like before we do the rolling and the folding. Now, let me get some things moved around up here because you guys need to be able to see me doing that. And I don't normally have balls of yarn, but I usually cake it up. I've got a stool over here. I'm going to kind of move things around a little bit. And what I will do is I will do several of these. That's why I went ahead and made several of these up in different colors. Let me move this color. Let's see, I've got all these here and there. Move my hook because we don't need the hook anymore. This is my stylus so that I can tap on you. And this is what we're about to achieve. Okay. That's all buds that are right here. So let me pull this a little bit closer. I've got a light shining, if you can't tell, behind me. I have a light shining down. I don't have any lighting in front of me, and I don't have any lighting on this side of me. So that's why it's kind of shaded over there. That's why I like to work in, when I'm working with this and I'm doing these lives with you guys while I'm in my bed, which is really funny. I have an Ott light, which is the awesomest light to have. They're just really expensive, but if Michael sometimes will have them 40% off, or you can use a 40% off coupon if you're lucky sometimes, to get, they carry all the Ott light products. Joann's used to have a bigger selection of the Ott light products. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my darning needle, and I have a bunch of these. Can you see how big that eye is? And it's blunt, but it's a metal needle. I have needle threaders in my shop. If you guys have any issues threading, which I did not bring it in here, I should, because sometimes I have the eye issue finding it. So let me go ahead and see if I can do it this way. I will wrap this over the needle, pinch it, and then I have to find where the hole is. I feel it on my finger, and then I'm going to slide that through and pull. And that's how I thread my needle. Not all yarn is that easy to thread, so that's why I have my needle threaders, and I do sell those in my shop. In fact, let me go get it, because I know I'm going to end up needing it. So you guys are going to take a trip with me. Yay! See my little feet? Please don't look at the cat hair, because I have 4 cats. You'd never know it, because you can't smell them. Because I'm really good at making sure that the litter box is cleaned up. You're going to get to see my yarn. This is stuff that I'm going to sell on eBay that my daughter was going to give away to Goodwill. And I said, no, I'm going to sell it on eBay. She says, Mom, you're never going to sell that stuff. These are sweaters and dresses and tops that I've made that I had pictures taken on a mannequin at the company that I used to work for. They let me use their photo booth room. And I just have to get them listed in my Etsy shop. This is all stuff that is for markets. If I ever get to do a market, and the lady that I told you about earlier, she and I are going to be doing them together, we're hoping. And so she's going to kind of be my eyes. So if it's a night market, she'll be driving, but that's empty because that's what I had sweaters in. And then I've got stuffies, laundry. Don't look at that. This is more display stuff that I have to use, and that's more display stuff. Here's the bed with, or all the animals sleep with me. Okay. I wasn't planning on giving y'all a tour, but here is one wall of yarn. This is a new haul that I just recently got in. I ended up getting those. Normally they're like $11.99 a piece. It's like Pound of Love. And then Loops and Thread Pound, their version of Pound of Love. They're normally like $11.99. I ended up getting them I used 2 coupons. I got them online. I ended up getting them for like $7.50 a piece. $7.50 for a pound of yarn, y'all. That's some of the ice yarn that I've accumulated. I haven't done an ice haul in, I want to say, maybe, how long has it been? At least 4 or 5 years I haven't done an ice haul, so I've got a lot. And then I tried to get more orange because I can't ever get it. Anyway, I didn't come in here to show you my yarn. Project wall and yarn. Now that's right beside my bed. I came in here to my nightstand because I wanted to get this. So this is my needle threader. And I have it on a fob, which I also have stitch markers on it. So this is what we came in here for, because this is where all my needles are. So don't look in the mess. Avert your eyes. This is finished projects that I've made. So my hairy floor that I have to vacuum. So I'm going to come back in here to my little setup that I have on the couch. Okay. That was fun. All right. So this is what I was talking about. I have these were hat pins, actually. They're perfect for holding in limbs when you're doing amigurumi, which I have not done amigurumi since I lost my vision too. I have body parts, what I call my body parts. This is the needle threader that I was talking about that comes in really handy I have for sale in my shop. There's a little end that I used to use for cross stitch, and then this I use for my tails for my crochet. And put the little pin back. And I have to be careful with my pins because one of these, actually a couple of them I think, that's a regular one. Is it this one? That's a pretty long one. No, one of these is like this big. Is it this one? Nope, that's a regular one. Where the hell is that damn needle? Okay, I think is that you? That's long enough. It's got a little crooked end. That's to help with the amigurumis again, so that I can stitch in my body parts. I have body parts I need to stitch in, but it's one of these that's really long. Nope, that's not it either. That's a sharper one though. Anyway, I've got one that's like really, really long. It's like 3 inches long. It's for sewing body parts. I bet that's it. That's it. Oh, there it is. Look how long that sucker is. It's like the whole width of my hand practically. So what I was going to say was, with my vision issue, I have to be careful when I'm putting these in my pin cushion, which I made this, by the way, this is another one of those stripes yarns from Red Heart. I have to be careful because the bottom is right there, and that's as far as it'll go. Not to stab myself. That was my point. I had to be careful not to stab myself whenever I'm putting these back in my pin cushion. Anyway, we did all that just to get my threader. All right, we have a comment. It's Crystal. Hi, Crystal. She said, I just thought I would pop in and say hi, heading to bed. Good night, sweetheart. I hope you sleep well. If you guys don't know, I do come on her lives the last Tuesday of every month. You can find me. I am Young 40 Mom. I am Alishia with Young 40 Mom Crafts. Okay, now we're going to, now that we have our needle thread, our yarn thread on our needle, we're going to roll up and make our rosebud. Okay. How I think of this is, you're going to turn it over to the wrong side, because you guys know when you do this, you know you have a right side and a wrong side. So you're going to turn it over to the wrong side. The wrong side is what is going to be seen. Let me turn that down because that's just ridiculously loud. The wrong side is what's going to be flipped up when you see the rosebud. Okay? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the V that you have, or rather the opening, is up at the top. You're going to start at the opposite side of the V, rolling on the wrong side. Okay? So here's the right side, here's the wrong side. And if you get it wrong, it's okay. It just makes it look different. Okay, so you're going to do it, roll it up as tight as you can. Try to get it even all the way across. I have to feel where mine is. And you're going to roll it up all the way up to where the V-split is. And now this is where your yarn is that you have put on your darning needle. Where is it? Okay. You're going to hold it right here where this part of the rosebud is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way through to the other end. And pull that through. And that's going to kind of lock it in place a little bit. Okay. Now, hold it where you did that stitching. Let this go to the waist side. I'm going to put it in my lap. You're going to put your finger in this end. And you're going to kind of open it up. And as you're opening it up, you're going to turn it back on itself. Like this. You're going to tuck this side of the opening. And you're going to wrap this side on this over there. And you have just created your rosebud. You can fool with it a little bit. And if you don't like the way it looks, you can always open it back up, unwind it, and then change it around. I hold it right here where the opening has rolled over. I hold it right there. I pick up my needle And I'm going to feel, don't tug it too tight. I'm going to go back inside and I'm just going to do just various stitches in different places. Don't pull it tight. You want to pull it just to where the yarn disappears. I think there's a knot in there. Is there a knot in there? It is. Come on now. We're on camera here. Don't mess with me. I must have a knot. No. Yeah, there's a knot right there. And that's going to keep me from doing what I want to do. Dang it. Let's see if I can pull it anyway. Oh, okay. It let me. So you're going to pull it not to where it's tight. You can kind of feel, but just till it disappears. And then just make it, if you're doing it all in one color, this works out perfect. So just do like a little stitch over, go across. Oops, where are you at? You're going to go across, kind of wiggle it through. You're going to go across and then just make it to where that knot's going to give me trouble. Oh, there we go. Till it disappears and you won't see where it's at. And now you kind of let it loose. And then this is where you could just go back and forth and back and forth. What I do is I'll do the majority of my stitches down here at the bottom, so I know it won't unravel, because that's the whole point of doing the sewing part of it, is so it won't unravel. So I just do back and forth. But with me, I'm having to pull just a little bit because I've got that little knot. All right, where are you at? Just back and forth. And then sometimes what I'll do is, if I've got like a little extra yarn like this, is I'll go back and forth, like up and down this edge right here. And you can give it like a little bit of character. You can play around with it and do all kinds of things with it. So like if you wanted to, I've got that knot. Ugh. So like if you wanted to come back through, I'm feeling where my needle's going to come out right there. And then that way you know your rosebud's not going to come undone. And like I said, normally you wouldn't pull like that, but since I have that knot, which I think it ended up disappearing inside the rosebud. And just go back and forth very gently inside to keep it from unraveling. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Okay, so my scissors. I'm going to snip it close to, and if it's out, just kind of wiggle it around a little bit and it'll go inside, and there you have it. There's your money maker. There's your rosebud. And they're not always going to be the same size. Some are going to be smaller, some are going to be bigger. But like I said, if you find, like when I was working with this yarn, my circle was a lot smaller, so my rosebud's going to be a lot smaller. And so I decided to put a trim on it. And let me show you what it looks like with the trim. They're so pretty if you do them with a trim. So I'll show you. Okay, so the only color that you need is this red color. So with this, unfortunately, you have to hide tails. So let me get my needle, and I'll show you how I use my needle threader too. Okay, so how you use the needle threader, and like I said, I have it on a fob. I was making fobs for a while there to go with the needle threaders, and I had those in my shop, but I don't have those in there anymore. And then because they have, the fob will have stitch markers on it, and these stitch markers actually have to show what size hook needle that I'm using. I'll use letters or I'll use numbers and put them on the stitch markers. Anyway, so the fobs will have stitch markers and they're attached to a pair of scissors, so you've got everything all in one. But anyway, so what you do is you take the bigger hook end, and there's a little ledge right there. You put that on the ledge, and then you lay this across, and then you pull this through. It's just a lot easier. I usually use that when I have thicker yarns, or I have like roving or eyelash or anything like that that's a little bit harder to thread through the needle. Now, what you have to do with the trim is you have to hide the tails. So let me see if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this while I'm on camera. I'm gonna attempt it. So the right side is actually the wrong side, because if you notice, like, we're gonna flip it over, we're gonna roll it up, and then when we flip it back out, the wrong side is what's gonna be on the outside. Did that make sense? Thank you. Yes, I've been doing these, like I said, for a really long time, and like I said, this lady buys them from me. It's one of the places like that I go karaoke in. It's a local hole in the wall bar. I call it a bar. It's a beer joint. That's what it is. They don't have alcohol. They don't have liquor. They just have various beers and malt beverages. But anyway, so just hide your tails. And you don't have to worry about your tails coming undone. I'll usually go maybe about 10 stitches down and then clip it off. And like I said, with the vision, I have to feel. Okay, I'll take it off the hook. Oops. But you want to keep the main color. The main color is the one that needs to be the longest. All right, so it's not showing on that side, so I can go ahead and snip this. And let me find that other tail. We'll hide it. I meant to have these hidden for you guys before I got on here, but again, you go over, pull it over your needle, pinch it, and then slide it through, and it should do the trick. Or again, you can use the threader. All right, now on this side. And I'm going to show you how to do a trimmed one too, if you want. It'll be easy to do. All right, so I just tucked it in just a few and hold it so it doesn't pucker up. Okay. All right, so I'm going to lay it on right side down. Get this over here. Right side down. Where's my... There we go. And thread your needle. Now, I have found that if you thread your needle on the yarn before you wind it up, it makes it a lot easier to work with, because you're going to have to hold that and you need to be able to stitch it right away. All right, so let's do this one, and I'll show you guys what this one looks like with the trim. So pretty. I love the trimmed ones. But not everybody wants a traditional trimmed one for, you know, for their rosebud. Like if they're getting a dozen roses, they don't want. But I think they're pretty. Have you ever seen the colored tipped roses where they've been dipped in like a dye? Okay, so I rolled it. I'm holding, there's the split. I'm holding this split where the yarn is. I'll get my needle, and I'm going to poke it through to the other side. Sometimes what I'll do also, like with this slicker yarn, you can wrap it around once or twice if you wanted to. That will hold it in place too, because it's the base of the rosebud that you're going to be working with. So I'm going to lay that down. Again, you find the center. Make sure you hold this. You hold the center, and while you find the center, you're going to feel where my hand is at the bottom, and you're going to push that up. You're going to tuck in this side, and then you're going to wrap this side. You're going to wrap that around. Isn't that pretty? And if you don't like the way that looks, you can always readjust it. Like, look, just undo it. Because you've got that wrapped. You've got that needle through there. And you don't like it and you want it to go up a little bit further. Put your hand in there and push a little bit closer in. Like I said, you're pushing for the middle. And that way you can have it wrapped around a little bit. You tuck this. And then you go around and tuck that over, pull that over and tuck it in. Yeah, I like that better. That looks a lot better. So there you go. That is a rosebud that has been dipped. Now find your needle. Thank you, I appreciate it. Find your needle, and that's where it's coming in, so that's where you want to go and angle it down. Just make sure that when you're securing it, that you're doing it just on that main color. Don't pull it too tight. You're still holding this because we haven't secured the closing. We haven't secured this shut yet. So again, just go with the way that the threads are going. Just wiggle it and go straight across. Okay, not too tight. Wiggle it, come back up. So I'll come back up here because I know it's going to lock that and wrap it in place. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wasn't there a song that was a song back in the day? I don't know. Anyway, so there's your rosebud. And then just go back and forth and secure it a little bit more. And then I'm going to show you, oops, what is that? What are you? Why am I seeing you? No, you need to be gone. What is that? Where are you from? Is it shining through? No? Where's that from? Oh, okay, that's just a hole. It's just a hole that's showing where the trim is. Okay, I thought it might have been a piece of yarn sticking through. I can't tell what that is. All right, we're good. I'm about to freak out going, no, you're not supposed to do that. All right. Now, usually what I'll do is if I have a longer tail like this, I'll just keep going until my tail disappears. Just wiggle, 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 go through. Oh, thank you for the like. Oh, thank you. Oh, about lost it. Where you at? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, I'm just going to snip that off then. Okay. Yeah, those are gentle pulls. Okay, let me feel, snip. And there you have it. So this is with trim, this is without. And see how it's, because of the trim, it made it a little bit more this size. So that's what I do with that. So there you go. Now let me find I don't know what I did with my bag of tricks let me hide my needles. I was going to show you guys oh, here they are. Oh, I have a whole bag of rosebuds made up. And these, actually, I'm going to leave them out so you guys, anybody coming in later can see. Normally I would go ahead and put them in my bag. Here's one that I really like that's really pretty. It's, is that the one? Has that got trim on it? Yes. Okay, so this one has a light trim on it with the glitter. I like using the glitter yarn for some of the trims. It's just a regular one. Where is that red one? There it is. Oh, here's a white one with red glitter trim. And that. So what I do for the stems is I go to my Dollar Tree, which is not a Dollar Tree anymore. It's $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $3, $5, $10, you know. Anyway, you can get the bouquet of roses or flowers that have, you want the ones that have the 2 or the 3 leaves. And you can get a bundle and they're all serged together. I paid, I think it was $1.25. Sometimes they have 4, sometimes they have 5, sometimes they have 6 stems. I try to get the ones that have the 6 stems, more bang for your buck. And then I snip them as close as I can to the bottom with some wire cutters. And then these just go like this. And this is the glue that I use. I have found this works perfectly. It's not too toxic as far as smell goes. I do recommend letting them air dry for 24 hours. That's why I have this Teflon mat for the glues. But this stuff is great. And I've had this for, I want to say I've had it for 3 years now. I used to use E6000, which you can, but it's very strong and it takes forever to dry, and it's like super glue. I mean, I like this one best. It glues, it dries like a rubber, but I mean, look how much I've got left, and I've been using it for 3 years. So it doesn't take much. But anyway, so what you do is you take your rosebud, the bottom, where you're at, and you stick the nozzle inside. It doesn't go too far, but you stick the nozzle inside and you squeeze, and as you squeeze, you're slowly going to pull it up. And then when you do, you're going to push this down because those do move. And you're going to shove this in the butt, right? Kind of gauge like in the middle. Like I said, I do all this by feel. And because this is wire, you can kind of like manipulate because the glue doesn't dry too fast. And then once you get it in there, you're going to push your leaves up. Make sure they're all straight. And then you have your rosebud. And then I just lay it down and let it dry. And yeah, like I said, $30 a dozen is what I charge. And I do make those quicker. Like I said, it's I don't go as fast when I'm on camera. But yeah, so that's what it looks like when it's done. I think I have, you can see my bag. I have yellow ones. I have yellows with white trim. I have red with white trim. I have white with red trim. And then I have the regular colors. That's what I was going to work on. I used to have like some blue ones because people like blue ones. And I thought I'd do those black ones. Let's see, what colors do I have in here? Let's see, that's a red with a white trim. That's a pink. But once you stitch them, they don't come undone. So I just like, toss them in everywhere. But anyway, so that's what it's going to look like when it's done. So I'll just lay that aside for now. And we'll zip this up. Oops. I will put these, since they're done, I will put them in their home. We'll set that aside, and we're going to make another one. I'm going to show you guys how to do one with a trim. Oh, we have some more notes. Let's see what people said. Hi there. Just subscribe to your channel. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I have giveaways going on for my subscribers. Please go check that out. I crochet and loom knit. Nice. Well, welcome to my channel. My name is Alishia with Young 40 Mom Crafts. If you Google me, you will find me all over the place. The majority of my time is spent on my YouTube channel and my TikTok. I don't, TikTok is huge. So, I mean, I connect with my people there. You would be surprised how many crafters you can find on TikTok. It's amazing. And you can learn all kinds of really cool things. All right. So now that I've taken you completely through the steps, let's do some more colors. I want to work with that. I want to work with this one. Now, because we're not using much yarn, I think the majority of this rose is going to be in this color. And I think the color, if you have, sometimes when you have yarns, the variegation, sometimes you have what's called a short variegation, and then sometimes you have what's called a long variegation. This one is a long variegation, and how you can tell is if you look at it while it's in the band, or even if it's a cake, you can tell if it's a cake, if it's going to have a short variegation or a long variegation. This one's going to have a long variegation. So like if I were to work with this one, it would be strictly this color, that rosebud would be. But as you get into it and as you're starting to make more rosebuds, the outside would have that color, which would be pretty. So what you could do is, like, say for instance, this rosebud will end up all this color because it's a thinner 4-weight, because not all 4-weights are equal. Y'all know that if you work with 4-weight yarn. Like for instance, I can feel this one's a thinner 4-weight, and I'm almost positive this is a 4-weight. I could be wrong. Yep. Wait, I need my specs. Let me see. Yep, it's a 4-weight. It's a worsted 4-weight. Oh, it's a medium. It's a medium 4-weight. So, yeah. What size hook is it recommending? Because I'm using It's recommending a 4.5, I mean a 5.5. I'm using a 4.5. So it's thin. It's a thinner one than the one I just worked with. Even this is thicker. I mean, you can tell. It's a 4-weight as well, but see the difference? This is thinner and this is thicker, but it's still a 4-weight. So when I'm working with this one, I will put a colored trim on the rose. Unless you want a smaller rosebud, I mean, that's up to you. I prefer having the bigger rosebud, so that's why I'll do that. All right, start to finish. I hope you guys, if any of you have your supplies with you, go ahead and do this with me because we're doing it in real time. So I'm going to do the double magic circle again. Again, if you would rather do the chain 3 method, you could do that, but I prefer to do this. It's just, oops, come here, you. Just quicker for me. All right, and then we're going to chain 2. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go, chain 2. All right. And then again, working on these 3 strands, you're going to do 12 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, pull some of that out. 9, come here you. 9, 10, 11, and oops, and 12. Okay. All right. So you find the tail. You're going to pull the tail just a little. You're pinned here, pull the tail just a little bit. Find out which loop is smaller, and that middle is going to be the smaller loop. You're going to put your finger in there, and you're going to pull. With your finger here, you're going to pull, and that's going to close up your circle. Then you're going to take the tail, and you're going to pull that until it disappears, and it is locked in place. That sucker's not going anywhere. Okay. Hello. Well, hi, Miss Susan. How are you? We are making rosebuds. We're making rosebuds in real time. I usually make these around Valentine's Day, like I said, there's a local lady that she always buys a couple dozen from me every year, and so I just delivered them, and so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I do mine, because I'm sure everybody does theirs different. But that's what we're working on, and I wanted to work on this. I haven't used this yarn yet for a rosebud, and I thought it would be real pretty to work with. Ellie, hi! Can't stay long. It's 7 till midnight here. I think it is here too. What are you making? We are making rosebuds. I'm doing a how-to tutorial on making Valentine's rosebuds. And if you go back and watch the replay, you can see we did it step by step, and then I showed you how to close it up and how to stitch it together and all that good stuff. So we're making another one. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to work the tail in and then snip it, and then you don't have to worry about that tail anymore. So with this, you're going to skip that chain 2 space, and you're going to work in the top of that first double crochet, and you're going to do a slip stitch. And like I said, because I can't see it, I have to feel where it's at. Oops, see? Like that. And then sometimes I'll get right in the center. The in-between stitch. I don't want the in-between stitch. I want the top of that double crochet. There we go. Okay, I felt it. There we go. And slip stitch and chain 2. Chain 2 stitch does not count throughout. And I'm going to work over my tail, and then I'm going to snip it. So once you do that chain 2, you're going to do another double crochet into that same stitch. And then you're going to work 2 double crochets into the top of every stitch for an increase, which that's kind of tight. Let me see where you're at. I feel. There it is. I have to feel where my stitches are. Come here, you. I talk to my work. I talk to everything in the house. My daughter thinks I'm crazy. Oop, I didn't do it there. But she's not here. So normally I'm talking to her. Mom, who are you talking to? She's picked up my bad habit too. So 2 in every stitch all the way around. And that's going to be your second round. But yeah, I've got her say, honey, who are you talking to? Oh, I'm just talking to myself. It's a thought process. It's getting it out. And so like with you guys, it's, if someone were in here, they would think I was talking to myself, but I actually have somebody listening to me. I'm just going to pull some of this out so I don't have to work with it. Oh, so we are going to get into the next color. Yay! This rosebud's going to be so pretty. I can't wait. Yay! I was thinking it was going to be too long, but they're cute. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. So how are you and your daughter doing? Well, I'm doing much better. Hanging in there. I am going to see if I can work part-time at my old job. They're looking to see if they can put some things together for me that I can do, because it's all online stuff. They do online sales for eBay, Amazon, Walmart. I think that's the only 3 platforms they use. Mostly eBay. But they get in all these different crates of stuff in the warehouse. And that's what I did before I lost my sight, my vision issues that I had. I did listings for online for eBay, and took photographs of everything. I really, really loved what I did. And it's kind of touchy with that job. But anyway, so I talked to my Social Security manager, or my caseworker that I was working with for my Social Security for my disability. And she said, since I am a newbie, the first 36 months, you are allowed to work 9 months unlimited. You can make and work as much as you want to, if you can, for 9 months out of the first 3 years. The first 36 months is what they said. And then after that, you're only allotted to make a certain amount each month without it touching your benefits. So they checked into it, and for regular disability, you can make $1,600 before taxes. You can make $1,600 a month, and it won't touch your disability check. Anything over that, then they start deducting and taking out per month. But I figure $15 an hour, 8 hours, 3 8-hour days, I should be right in there. Or anywhere from 24. I can work anywhere from, I think it was like 24 to 25 hours at $15 an hour per week. If I could do it, I'm going to try. That's why they let you for 9 months out of the 36 months of the first 3 years of your disability is to see if you can go back into the workforce. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And they're supposed to get back with me on that. So, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and snip this so it'll be out of the way. And as far as she's doing really good in her classes still. She's liking it. She's so independent. I raised her good. I raised her right. She's doing very, very well. I have a friend who has a son who, bless her heart, they are 3 weeks apart. We were pregnant together. He's going down a totally different path, and it's breaking her heart. And I told her she doesn't need to. Okay, we're going to slip stitch to the top, in the top of that double crochet, skipping that chain 2 space. I told her not to compare them. She did good as a mama. He's got his own free will, and He's making his own choices. Okay, so you do 2 double crochet in that first stitch. We're doing an increase, and then 1 double crochet into the top of the next stitch. And that's your repeat all the way around. You're going to do an increase with 2 double crochets into the top of that stitch, and then 1 double crochet into the top of the next, for a total of 3 stitches around for each one. 1, 2, and 3. And that's what I do. I count 1, let's see, 2, 1, 2, and 3. So that's what you're going to do for round 3. But yeah, so we're doing pretty good. She came in for a friend's birthday. She's a little over 2 hours away, so when she gets a long weekend, she usually will come home. I'm getting used to it. If you look, I've got a short a video that says I'm all in my mommy feels. I'm really feeling it today, I think is the title on it. But yeah, I was like, oh, all in my mommy feels, all the what ifs, and it's like you've got to let that go. Oh, I have 10 likes. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Look how it's changing the colors. Yay! This is gonna be so pretty. Nice. Where am I at? Wait, feel. Was that 1, 2? That's 2. Okay, so next one is 1. Yeah, the lighting is kind of washing out the depth of these colors. It's really more vibrant than what the camera is showing. Okay, hang on. I got messages. Let me go look. Nope. Okay. Same messages. We're good. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. I'm getting used to, I have moments, and I know I need to learn to let her go. I have moments where, it's kind of hard, empty nesting and all that. I think if I had a partner in my life, I would have somebody that I could, I don't want to say lean on, but I mean, someone that I can talk to. And I have people I can talk to if I want to talk to people. And like I said, I like to talk to myself, and I kind of get my thought process out, which is why I need to do more lives with you guys, because I can do that with you guys. And most of the people that are in here aren't even in the chat. They're listening, right? So I think that would be an easy way for me to go ahead and get out. But I don't want to overwhelm people with my life. You know what I mean? There's so much going on in this world, and it breaks my heart. And I'm not political, because I get tongue-tied. I know what I think. I know what I feel. I know how I feel about certain situations, and I can repeat what some people say that I've learned. But when it comes to politics, I can't talk politics. I can't. I just can't. It frustrates me. I can with my daughter. She's here. Oh, we're all about it. We sit and we say, oh, did you hear this? Oh, did you hear this? Oh, no, did you know this? No, I didn't. What happened? And so we go back and forth, and I kind of enjoy that. But for the most part, it's like my crafting. I'll go back to my craft room, and one of these days I'm going to do another live in my craft room, because you guys see me working. On occasion you'll see me working in here in my living room, but for the most part, you'll see me when I'm sitting in the bed, when I'm crafting, when I'm doing my lives. But I need to do the last live that I tried to do. I did it unlisted. It was it was showing my stitch markers that I had pre-made that I was going to show you guys, because they're the ones that I'm putting in my giveaways. And I was showing them to you, but it didn't have any sound whatsoever. And I was describing, the types of beads I was using, and the different style of findings for the stitch markers, and the different ways that you could use them. And it was just like, it was so cool. It was an hour and a half. And then when I went to go view it, those little suckers had no sound whatsoever. And I didn't even use a mic. So it wasn't an issue of me not having my mic on. It was like me talking to you guys right now. But for some reason, see, my stitch count was off, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Count doesn't really matter on these. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. All right. So now we're going to do the 4th row, because I ended up with 2 in one stitch instead of the single. I could go ahead and do one more in that one last stitch right here. We'll do that. Okay, now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet, not the chain 2. We're going to skip that and we're going to the top of that double crochet, slip stitch, chain 2, and double crochet into the same stitch. We're on round 4, so now we're going to do sets of 4. So it's increase, which is 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, and then a 1 double crochet in the next and 1 double crochet in the next for a total of clusters of 4. So every 4th one you're going to increase and you're going to do 2. 1, 2. Let me know in the comments if you're doing this with me. 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right, comments. I'm going to go look. You love my nose. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah. Well, I wanted to do Valentine's, so I think that's, yeah, the graphics are really pretty, and I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. But to be honest, I think this one belongs to a different set. Now that I'm looking it up close, I think that belongs to a different set because it doesn't match the colors. Because I lost one of my pinkies somewhere in the house. My daughter usually finds them for me, and of course she's not here. It's supposed to look like this. So, yep, that's definitely part of another set. Oh, well. How it got mixed up with that set, I have no clue. Empty nester. Almost a year now. Oh, look at you. Yeah, you'll be 64 soon. And first time living alone as an adult. I hate it. Oh, bless your heart. That one's going to be, yeah, Brielle. It is going to be a pretty one. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh, no, Susan, but yes. I mean, Angel, I get it. I'm going to be 59. She's my one and only child. She was my 40th birthday present. And she's doing fabulous. She's got a little smart mouth on her sometimes, but I think that's just the teenage part of her. I don't know. But she's very independent. And I think it's because it's always been just me and her. And so she's, she's doing great. She likes to do painting. She's going to be going, she's majoring in, let me see if I can get this right. Architectural interior design. That's what she's going to be doing. Very creative. Whoa, how many is that? Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now I'm on the 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. 3 and 4. But what I was saying about I understand that, the empty nesting is hard. It's just been me and her. Now, when I went through my first divorce, I was all alone for a while there. But it's different when your child moves out, you know? The husband could kick rocks, but the child, nah, I want the child back. You know what I mean? She's becoming such a gem and such a good friend, and she's at that age where we really connect. And I just hope it gets better and better after this. Oh, y'all, I gotta let Ramsey out. He's in his house and he's starting to whine because he knows I'm talking to y'all. And you know what happens when I talk to y'all. He's got to y'all in my business. I can't say his name, though, because if I say his name, then maybe if I whisper. Can you guys hear me if I'm talking like this? So she's got 2 other friends that they are talking about getting an apartment off campus. And she's looking for a part-time job so that she works seasonally at the job that I worked at that I'm trying to get back. So that gives her a little bit of extra money when she leaves. But Like she came in for Christmas break and they got like almost 6 weeks for Christmas break. And she worked, I want to say she worked 4 or 5 of those weeks while she was in for Christmas break. So she made her a nice little chunk of change. And she's living in the dorms, and she doesn't realize how much cheaper it is for her to live in the dorms. So I was trying to explain that to her. But they found an apartment, $1,200 a month, 3-bedroom, 3 baths. So each one has their own separate living quarters with a separate bathroom. So I thought, okay, that's only $400 a piece, right? Plus her utilities and all that. So I said, oh my God, 1, 2, I got to feel 3, 4. There we go. Now I'm on the 2. Okay. She can find her a part-time job, but everybody off campus is getting jobs. You know, the market's saturated with all the college students. They have like, I want to say there's 3 or 4,000 in her class alone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, we're almost done. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. Yeah, don't use the recommended hook on the label. I'm using a 4.5 for all of these. Even though this is a skinnier 4-weight, I'm using a 4.5. Tennessee. I'm in Southeast Tennessee, and she's going to Tennessee Tech University, which is only... I live like in between Chattanooga and Knoxville, where my city is like right in between Chattanooga and Knoxville. So I can take a 35-minute drive and go to Chattanooga, or I can take an hour and drive up to Knoxville. Okay, so when you get to the end, you're going to do a chain 1 and pull out your tail. Do not close it up. Pull out your tail, and it's going to be, I usually do about 1 to 2 feet, about 1.5 to 2 feet. You want a really long tail. Let me see. Let me pull that out. Sometimes I'll accidentally slip and pull the wrong side. Okay. So there we go. Really long tail, because this is what you're going to sew with. Okay. Oh, man, it's going to be pretty. All right. Let me move this aside. And I can't get too excited. Like I said, Ramsey will hear me. And if he hears me, he'll start whining. He'll want to jump up all in my business and climb on my shoulder. And for those of you who don't know, Ramsey is my little 5.5 pound Chihuahua. Yes, he sleeps in his house. He's got a house the size of a huge 150 pound, 200 pound dog. It's got a huge home. It's got like 50,000 blankets in there, but I have to keep him in there at night. He goes in around 11 and he wakes me up around 7 to go outside and potty, and then he's free the rest of the day. But he has to sleep in there because I can't trust him not to pee on the floor. I have puppy pads there. It doesn't matter. He is now, I want to say, I've got it on my calendar. He is 7. Yeah, he's going to be 7 in April. All right. Handy dandy needle threader. You're going to slide this on that hook. Did I get it? Is it there? Yeah. Because me being blind. Dun, dun, dun. And like I said, I do sell these in my Etsy shop. Okay. A little plug, sorry. I don't have much in there anymore. I have a lot of cross stitch patterns that I created, but I don't have much crochet supplies, but that's going to change. I'm going to start putting some things in there, crochet supplies in my Etsy shop. Okay. So now, let me set that aside. And again, you can purchase these custom made hooks from me as well, but those are through email only. Okay. And I have videos on it if you're interested. All right, so everybody knows when you crochet, you have a right side and a wrong side when it comes to doing squares or rounds, whatever. So this is the right side, so you're going to flip it upside down. And I usually will do these on my knee. I don't always do them on this tray. I do them on my knee. You're going to have your V up here where it didn't close, and you're going to work diagonally across, and you're going to start rolling. You're going to roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it until you get here. And you're going to hold it right there. You're going to pinch it and find your needle. Where did you go? Where did you go? No, 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 no. Where did you go? Okay. And then I'm going to put a stitch all the way through. And you want to pull it to where, not where it puckers, but just enough to where it hides. And then I'm going to wrap this a couple times. I'm going to lay it down. And then you're going to poke your finger in the other end while you're holding this. And go all the way down to where your fingers are. And you're going to push. You're going to tuck this in and wrap this around. And pull this over. And now you have formed, pull this out a little bit, your rosebud. Well, they did turn out kind of pretty, didn't it? That would be pretty with a white trim on it. All right, now we're still holding this. You're going to get your needle. Okay, you can pull this out about right there. You're going to go in just anywhere and come out anywhere. So what we're doing is we're cinching it together. Now, because this is a different color from this, what you're going to do is you're going to try to make your stitches, because like I said, because it's a different color, you're going to try to make your stitches really small, or you can make it look like it's speckled. It's like if you did it like right here, you're going to go straight through all layers to the other side. And don't pull it till it's taut. Just pull it till it's just barely there. There we go. So like that. And then do the same thing over here. And what I do is I'll try to secure the bottom. It looks like it's got a little speckle. Because some roses that are dipped have speckles. And then go straight across here. You're going to secure that bottom. All right, so there's that. Securing the bottom. Come back over here. And just go back and forth as many times as you want. And then sometimes I'll take it and I'll kind of come back up here, because this is going to stay closed. So you can come back up here, and then you could tack down this trim if you want, this rim of that petal, if you wanted. And then your rose is not going to come undone. Now I want to secure this down because it's wanting to curl back up. So let's come back down here. Come back down here and push that down. All right, then I'm going to come back through here and grab that again, because I wanted to lay down. Now, because that is the same color, I can go ahead and go around that and come through. There we go. I feel more comfortable with that. Yeah, that makes me feel better. So there we go. And just go back and forth just a few more times, and then just snip it. All right, I'm going to go read your comments. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jennifer. We are making rosebuds. We are making rosebuds. This is one that I did a while ago at the beginning. If you go back and watch it, you can see me make this one. And then the process of putting in the stem. Which, like I said, I get these from, I go to the Dollar Tree, or if you know somebody that's, or maybe a Goodwill, or maybe a thrift store that has these that you can get really, really cheap in bundles, like fake flowers, because that's what they are. They're the fake plastic stems. But yeah, so that's what we're making, little rosebuds. Yeah, I think this would be pretty with a white glitter trim on it. That's what we'll do with the next one, I think. That's what we'll do. So I'm going to make one more, and then, yeah, there we go. It says rosebud. And that will go in my bag of rosebuds. Like I said, I sell these every year for Valentine's, and it's something, it's a keepsake, you know. It's something that they can keep. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. These are one of my custom made hooks. This one is it's a Hello Kitty in a bat costume. I need something to drink, guys. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get I got tea, black tea with hibiscus. Oh, very good. Okay. If I had Summer here, she'd tell me to make sure I drank my water. Oh, isn't this pretty? That is so pretty. I'm pretty sure that's black. I don't think that's a dark navy. I think it's black. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you for the like. We appreciate that. Okay. I'm going to do this one. I think I'm going to, oh, I didn't close. I didn't take that. Ugh, I didn't snip off that tail. I'm going to go ahead and roll this one up. So when you roll it right side down. And I got to find my hook. My needle, where's my needle? There it is. Oh, it's still stuck on the other tail. I didn't take it off. Helps if you take it off. So, my vision issues I have to do. There you go. Is it on there? Yeah. There we go. All right, so I've got my needle threaded. I'm going to set it aside. And I'm going to roll. You're rolling from the V end where we didn't close it up. From the very opposite side, roll it up on right side down. And just roll it, roll it, roll it. You're forming your bud when you're rolling it. Okay, and then where the tail is, you're going to pinch it. Oh, come here, you. All right, and then you're going to make a stitch all the way through from one end to the other. This is just to secure it so it won't come undone. And then I'm going to wrap it a couple times. You don't have to do that. I do it because it secures it better. And then you're going to pinch it. I lay my needle down. You stick your finger in the bottom of the hole and then turn it on itself. Tuck that in. Bring this one around this end. There we go. There's your bud. It's a black rosebud. Oof. And then this you're going to tuck and flip it out to where it covers over the bottom of your rosebud. Pinch that until you get it secure. Find your needle where it's coming out right here. You're going to go back in and come down wherever you need to come down. Just don't pull it taut. Just pull it till it disappears. And then I go back and forth several times on the bottom to secure it around. It's a lot easier when you're working with the same color. Now, I want lip is, yeah, I want to make sure that that lip is going to be tacked down. So I'm going to go back and forth a few times on this Can you see that? It's dark color, this trim. To go back and forth a few times on that. And you can keep doing this until your yarn disappears, or you can snip it at any time. But I want to make sure it's secure and that the bud's not going to come undone when I start putting the stem in. So that's good enough. Okay. And if you don't like it, you can always pull it out and redo it. Now, the back part of this is a little bit lower than I want it to be. So what you can do is you can take it and just stretch it up to where it's a little bit higher. You can just fiddle with it, or you can stuff the rosebud back in, or you can always take it out and redo it. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I like to have it up like right about in there. And like I said, what I showed you how I did these. I used this glue. This is great. I've had this for many, many years. It has not dried out. But this is what I use. It's perfect. Is it advanced craft glue? Yeah, it's great. So what I do with it's got a tip on the end of it. So what I do is I'll open it, and when it dries, it's like rubber. You can just roll it off your fingers, so it's no big deal. But I do have a Teflon mat to put them on, so when they dry. So what you do is you take the center of the bottom of your bud, and you're going to put the nozzle in there, and you're going to squeeze, and you're going to pull it out until you have like a big glop of glue there. And then you're going to take your stem and there goes the rosebud. You're going to push that down. I'll pick that up in a minute. And then you're going to stuff it in the bottom, because these are wire. And I kind of trying to find where the glue spot is, because you want to try to find the middle of the glue spot. And then you kind of wiggle it in there. And then once you get it in, it's about that far in. It's glued. So then you're going to take your stem and you're going to push it on up where the leaves are. I'll push the leaves up. And then you're going to kind of push it there till it's secure against the glue. And then straighten out your leaves. And there you go. You've got your rosebud. And like I said, I sell these $30 for a dozen. Or $5 a piece whenever I'm doing like Valentine's bags. Because what I did one year was you can take these and put them in like the cute little, I get them at the Dollar Tree. Put them in the little long gift bags that you get. That's like got hearts in it. You can put one of the roses in it, put some candies in it, put like a little love card in it. And then what you can do is take some designer paper and fold it in half and put it over the top of the bag and staple it in. And then you've got your cute little Valentine's gift bags. So just an idea. I did that one year, but I find that a lot of people just want to buy the roses individually. I have more success with that. And I sold the Valentine's bags for $5. In fact, I'm trying to think if I can show you guys. I can show you guys. Hang on. I'm going to go take you into the craft room. We're going to go on an adventure. First, we've got to pick up our... First, I got to drop you. On the floor. Oh, there we go. Where did it... Okay. I've got this on a magnifying neck piece, and I didn't realize it was going to do that. Okay, where did you go? It was by my toes. Oh, there's Midnight. He's the one that's been shedding lately. Gotta vacuum my floor again. All right, let's get you off there. Okay, so let me show you my idea that I had for the Valentine's bags. If you guys might be interested in making those. I know we're 2 hours in, but I'm gonna take you back in the craft room. We're gonna go in the craft room. Oh, like my whole house is one freaking craft room, to be honest with you. Seriously. So we have to go through Matson's room. Ooh, it's dark. Okay, we have to go through Matson's room to get to the other side, or we could go around the other side. This is my craft room. This is my beading area. But I think, I was going to say, I think I have a complete kit in here to show you guys how I did my Valentine's. Okay, so I can show you this. Let me turn on my out light. I've got all my giveaway stuff on my counter because for the giveaways, I give sets of hooks, and then I give, let me show you. So then these are some of my hooks, crochet hooks. So what's that? That one's an E, or rather it's a 3.5. Yeah. So I have 3s, 3.5s. There's one, there's a little fox. That one's cute. 3, 3.5s, 4, 4.5s, 5s, 5.5, and 6. But the 5.5 and the 6 I have to custom make. There's a little bee. Anyway, I didn't come over here to show you that. So the reason why I'm doing giveaways as well, if you'll see, those are all crafting books. Those are crafting books. Cross stitch. All cross stitch stuff. Every bit of that. Not that. That's for shipping. Shipping, packaging stuff for when I do my shipping of my stuff. Papers. Working with papers. And then some crochet stuff. And then over here, and then I have all my beadings for my wiring. And then down here, I've got a ton of beading stuff. And then, but over here, these are all boxes of Plarn. And those of you who don't know what Plarn is, I did a whole series on it, on how to make it. It's plastic bags turned into something you can crochet with. I will be doing that probably in my next project. Let's see if I can get over here. Probably not. Nope, that's gift bags. I can't get to it. Let's see if I can get to it over here and show you guys what, if you don't know what Plarn looks like, you'd be able to see. Let's see if I can pull one out. But every single one of these paper bags, this is Plarn. It's plastic bags turned into something you can crochet with. So that's what all that is. But once I start working with it, it's going to go fast because it disappears fast. Anyway, I did not come in here to show you that. And this is for Young For Your Mom Crafts Midnight Makes. My Garfield. I used to be obsessed. In fact, my first tattoo I ever got was a Garfield. These are more yarn. It goes 4 deep because there's behind this set, another set. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 totes of yarn. And then stuffies and other cross-stitch stuff. Okay. So, with the roses, these were the kits I was talking about that you can put together. Let's see if I can get it open. Okay, so, there's one of my stems. So what you can do is, I got these. I think you can get like a set of 20 or 25 at the dollar store. I think Dollar General carries them too. But the little gift bags, and inside the gift bag, you put the rose, you put candy, you put like a little Valentine's card. See, I think that's what these are. I think I made these. Yeah, so I made these. A little Valentine's card. You know, put a little message in it, and you can have that inside the little bag. And then you have a topper, okay, where you fold down the bag, put the topper over the top of it. And all this is those decorative papers. I think Michael's has them on sale now for a pack, for a pack of 50 or a pack of 100 decorative cardstock papers for like $6 or $7 right now. I think they've got it. But anyway, so you could take this and then you staple it on either side, or you could put holes here and put like a ribbon in the top of it. But yeah, that makes a great Valentine gift. And I was selling these for $5 a piece, and I put like 7 or 8 different, chocolates or candies, because you can get a bag dirt cheap of chocolates and stuff. So that's That's something that I used to do. I haven't done that in a while. And then on the back of each one, I had my Young for Your Mom, handmade with love. So this was a Valentine's, and these were little puffy stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree. I just put them on everything. But anyway, that's an idea of what you can do with those roses, because not everybody knew what to do with them, you know, if you were to make any roses. Let's see. And this I'm going to do on another live. But these are some of my stitch markers for knitters or crocheters that I make. Some of these are going in my Etsy shop, but the majority of these are going in my giveaways. But they're very lightweight. And then, yeah, so the whole live video that I did was like me making these and explaining how my thought process on how I was doing them, and, you know, the different types of different hooks that you can use when you're using stitch markers. I was explaining all that, and yeah, sound completely gone. It was so disheartening. It just means I have to do it again. But anyway, so I'm going to have to come back and clean up this mess later. And then I also have, these are some pins. I know you guys have seen the viral pins that you can get out there that people make. I think some of those are in my giveaway. And then I made some really cute bookmarks. Now these aren't silicone beads. These are actual beads, like glass beads and crystals and silver beads and natural stones. So I've got some of those bookmarks made up. These bookmarks are really cool, and I made them to where they're really kind of fancy. Not fancy, but I mean, they're pretty. Now that is plastic, but anyway, so what this is this metal piece goes inside the bridge of your book that you're reading, and then this swivels, it dangles on the other end, so it's your bookmark. I think I might have one out. Nope, that's a pin. Oh, here's another one of the designer pins that I made. It's got the I did them in 2025. I did them for graduation gifts for my daughter. I just had some extra ones that I'm going to be giving in the giveaways probably. And then, like, this one's a little flip-flop. And then this is a detachable 2025. So, but yeah, those are pretty. I like those pretty beads. The pins that are viral, I went through that phase, but I was trying to see if I could find, if I had one of my bookmarks out so you guys could see it. Here's some more of those pins with charms that I put together. I like this one. It's a rainbow. So yeah, some of them are Schwartz crystals, and trying to think what else. But anyway, I came in here to show you that. That's what I wanted to show you. So let's go back. Oh, it's getting kind of late. Ooh, y'all know I'm blind. And you'd think I'd know this room by heart, right? So I'm walking on things that I shouldn't be walking on. I don't know where. This is my daughter's room. Where's the doorknob? There you are. Ooh, spooky. There we go. We're back. And my fur covered the floor. It's not dirt. It's fur from the black cat that was in here. I don't know where he's gone. But anyway, I have to shut off that room now. If you come in here, right, that's another one of my cats. I told you I have 4 cats. So here's the kitchen. So you go through the kitchen into the laundry room, which is also a bathroom, and you can go in my craft room that way too. So it's like a complete circle that you can do. Can y'all tell I've had a lot of caffeine, and I had a really good nap earlier. Can't believe I've been on here this long. But I would normally be doing this anyway, so I might as well be doing it with y'all, right? Yay. Oh, I got some more likes. Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. That's so awesome. Well, we're 2 hours in. Let's see if I can adjust this. We're 2 hours in, and I think I'm going to make a couple more rosebuds. For those of you who are coming in late, and then if you watch on the replay, you're probably not watching it this far anyway. But right now, I currently have a cross-stitch giveaway that's still active right now. I haven't started anything else. And then I have my semi-annual giveaway going on. All right. Let's make some more rosebuds, shall we? There's the black one. I finally picked it back up. So we have the black one made. And then we have this one with the trim. I need to show you guys how to do that. So let's do that. I'm going to show you how to do the ones that have the trim on it because it's so pretty. All right. So what you're going to do is I'm going to do it on this one. Let's see. I'm going to do it on that one, or is it? I'm going to make sure that it's not, we don't want it too big. Okay. So if it's skinnier, if it's smaller than that, yeah. So we could do a trim on this one. So let's do a trim on this one and I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay. So once you go ahead and do your regular 4 rounds like you normally would. And then I think this zoomed in because I'm having to get way back out here. Why did it do that? Oh well. Okay, so once you do your 4 rounds, you're going to pick up your trim color, whatever color it's going to be. Let's see. I'm going to pick up, I've got some red glitter yarn. Let's do that. All right. So you take your hook. Let's see if I can, there we go. I don't know why it zoomed in a while ago. That was crazy. I was like, why is that so close? All right, so you're going to do a slip knot. However you do your slip knot, and then you're going to pick it up. Now you are going to work on that chain 2 space. So you're going to go in between the stitch of in between the double crochet and the chain 2 space, and you're going to do a slip knot with that trim color. Okay. So you do a slip knot there. Then you're going to do a single crochet in the top of that double crochet. And you can do one of 2 things. You can either work over this or you can hide the tail. For me, if I'm wanting to make quite a few and I'm wanting to do it fast, I will, oh my gosh, copper. No. Oh my gosh, you're going to get in everything, aren't you? Yeah. Copper. He likes to be all in my business. Yeah. There he goes. Okay, good. He's just as bad as Ramsey when it comes to wanting attention when I'm on the phone. Okay, so now you're going to do a single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and that's all you're going to do for the trim. Okay, and like I said, I will hide my tails after I get done. It's quicker for me. So just do a single crochet in the top of every stitch all the way around, and that's your trim. I don't even count. I've got the ball beside me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, they're very festive. I was trying to do something for Valentine's. So I had them done. I put them on, I want to say maybe 4 days ago, and they've done me right so far. So we'll see. We'll see if they last till Valentine's. And I have a stash. I have a collection. I have a stash and a collection. When I like something, and I try to get a lot of variety of it. And I think that stems back to when every time, since the 80s, every time I found a perfume that I really liked, I have found they discontinued it. And so whenever I would find it, if it was on a discount sale, I got as much as I could so that I would never run out. So I do the same thing with the yarn. I always get my yarn on sale. I've never paid full price for yarn unless I was desperate. But for the most part, every skein of yarn I've gotten on sale or used a coupon. I'm just very thrifty that way. Just like I said with the dollar store and doing those Valentine's bags, I think I was selling them for $5. I think I had maybe $1.50 invested. And these whip up really fast. But I mean, you would normally, if you're doing this, you would whip through this a lot faster than me. unless you're blind like I am, because you don't have to feel where your stitches are. You can see them, and you can poke your needle and go in and out and in and out and in and out. Whereas I have to feel every time I do a stitch to make sure that I'm in the right place. The only time I don't have to do that is if I'm working granny stitch, because it's, you know, a cluster of 3 inside each chain 1 space. So it's a lot easier to work that way rather than working with the stitches and dark colors. Oh my gosh, guys, dark colors are so hard for me to work with. I have to feel, and if I don't feel the right stitch, where are you at? That one's done, that one's not. If I don't feel the right stitch, then it really screws me up when I'm working with dark colors. And I made the mistake of, I'm making some granny squares, but I'm not using the granny stitch. I am trimming it in black because I got a whole bunch of black because I was making sweaters, and the black was really pretty with the Pound of Love, and it's soft. And I thought, oh, I'll make some sweaters with some black. So I got a bunch of black. When like I said, I got those Pound of Loves for like, it had to be like $7.50 is how much I paid for those Pounds of Love. It was great. It was so great. All right, so we're getting to the end. So because of my vision, I have to feel where the stitches are, and I have to feel whenever I'm putting my hook back in. You have to learn really quick. I didn't do any crafting at all. When I lost my vision, I didn't do any crafting at all because you don't realize how much you rely on your vision. You don't really realize how much you rely on that. You really don't. But close your eyes when you're doing something like this and see if you can. I think there was a challenge. Crystal, the Yarny Chicken Crazy Cat Lady, I think she tagged me in the challenge. This was a few years back, where people were seeing if you could do a granny square with a granny stitch blindfolded or with your eyes completely shut. Man, I could whip one of those things out and make it look perfect. I'm so used to doing it now. I don't know if I could have done it then, but all right, we're coming to the last stitch. Okay, you're going to do, oops, where'd you go? What did I do? Come on now. All right, the last stitch, we're going to do a single crochet in the top of the last stitch. And then you're going to do a single crochet around the leg of that last double crochet. And then chain 1, pull it out. This tail does not have to be really long. It only has to be long enough for you to be able to hide it successfully, because you're not going to be working with that tail. You're going to be working with this tail when you're putting your rows together. But yeah, this is one of the most simple ways to do a rosebud, I think. And it's like origami. That's what it is. It's like origami. All right, let's hide some tails. Where's my needle? There's my needle. Okay, where are you? The needle threader. So up, nope, that's up. It's up. And like I said, everything I do, I can kind of see it, but the majority of it I have to do by feel, because I can't trust myself. All right, let's hide this tail. Now what you want to do is you want to hide the tail on the right side, not the wrong side. You want to hide your tail on the right side, because this is actually what's going to be on the inside. You're not going to see this part on your rows. Let's get you out of the way. And just weave it. And it's not like where you have to weave it in and lock it in like for a garment so it won't come undone, because it's not going to come undone, because you're not going to wash it and it's not going to be a garment. So you just have to just go in a few stitches and snip it and you're done. Just snip it close. All right, and have this tail. So let me know if you're on the replay. Let me know you made it this far, but if you did, it's a miracle. It's over 2 hours. 2 hours, 20 minutes I've been on here. But if you're working with me now, let me know that you're doing this with me. And if you are doing this with me, how many rosebuds have you made since you've been with me tonight? See, I do better this way than doing a tutorial. I do better showing you guys firsthand. Because then if I make mistakes, oh, thank you for all the likes. Yay, I got 2 more. Thank you, thank you. So like if working with this, with you guys on the lives, that way if I have any mistakes or any faux pas or whatever, you guys can know what to do if you come across that situation, because we're doing it together. All right. Now you're going to go ahead and thread your needle. It's just faster for me to do it that way. Again, those are in my Etsy shop. Okay. And all the links will be in the description box. Okay. Right side face down. Set your needle across. And you've got the split up here. You're going to work diagonally from the split and start rolling. This is making your bud. And like I said, I want to say I've been doing these for like 6 or 7 years now. Okay. So now we've come to the center. You're going to pierce it and make sure you work just with this color on this color. But this isn't going to be seen, so it doesn't really matter with this one. Pierce it, go all the way across. While you're still holding it, wrap it a couple times. Like I said, you don't have to do this part. I do it just to secure it. Drop your needle down by the way. Put your fingers in the other end in the middle. Still hold on to this. And then get it as close to the bottom where your fingers are as possible and push it up to form your rose. Tuck that in. Go around here. Let's see. I'll go up a little bit there. And then come around and then tuck this in like that. That makes the bottom of your rosebud. All right, then you're going to take your needle, tug on that a little bit, not too tight, and then poke it back through, come across anywhere. Okay. And then just go with the grain of the way the threads are stitched. I'm going to go all the way across to here because I want to secure that, and then just taut to where it doesn't pucker. I want to secure this down along the side of the rose. So I'm going to go back and forth from the bottom and come back up over here and tuck it there, go in all the way across. Just go back and forth. There's no rhyme or reason for tucking that in. And that's what it looks like with the trim, the pink with the red trim. I like these. These are so pretty. And the lady that orders these from me, she just says, give me a variety. So I just give her a variety. She's a huge Seahawks fan. The majority of most of the family on my dad's side lives in Washington State anyway. So it's like, So I told her I was going to make her one of those, one of my cardigans. I'm going to make her one in Seahawk colors. Because she, like I said, she's ordered these from me every year for the past 5 or 6 years. She's always gotten 2 or 3 dozen from me. So I'm going to make her a sweater and just gift it to her because she's my favorite bartender. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that like that and then just trim it off. And there we go. I have the rosebud. And you can just shape it the way you want it. But yeah, and then the bottom is where you're going to work in that stem, like I showed you. So there we go. Yay! Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's just one color or the variegated, and then this is what it looks like. See how much taller that is? It's bigger. Uh-oh, I hear a cat. Oh, it's playing with one of the little play mice that they have. They are all over the house. I've got play mice. I've got little rolly balls. But you wouldn't know. Well, the only way you would know I have cats because you can't smell their litter box. You know how some people have a cat or two. You can really tell they have them because of the ammonia smell. But I keep my litter boxes clean every day. But anyway, so yeah, that's a bigger one. That's a bigger one. So I would put probably a longer stem on that one. And then here's my black one. What my black one looks like, my black glitter one. I've seen black roses. I don't know if they're grown that way or if they dip them. Do you guys know? And then here's a red one with a pink trim. Is that glitter? Yeah, it's a glitter. I had to look off the camera to see. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It's glitter. You can't see that it's glitter yarn. All right. But anyway, so there we go. I am going to wrap things up. I appreciate you guys coming to see me tonight. Again, my name's Alishia with Young 40 Mom Crafts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the new subscribers. I appreciate you. And be looking for more content like this. If you like it, let me know. I don't think the comments transfer over when the live goes on my YouTube channel, but I also have other how-tos on how to make that plastic yarn out of grocery bags, and then we're going to be working and doing some stitching with that on one of the lives coming up soon too. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I love you all. And I will see you next time. Peace out. Keep it real. Young 40 Mom out.